Tereza, Janatova, thank you very much for joining us. We very much appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us. You're actually half world away. So I'd like for you, if you could, take a minute to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what your situation is right now.
My name is Tereza Janatova. I come from a little town in the Czech Republic called Nová Paka. I started my journey in University of Mississippi in 2015. I've recently graduated with a degree in electrical engineering, emphasis in biomedical engineering, and a minor in business. I've been a student athlete over these past 5 years. I'm playing tennis for the university. I started my master's degree this past fall, so I'm studying master's in engineering science with emphasis in mechanical engineering right now. I hold several leadership roles. I'm a secretary and representative for women's tennis on the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and I'm also on the leadership board for Rebels International, which is a group of international student athletes.
Well, I'm glad you got so involved when you were a student here. So, you competed in and got second place and also some special awards in the Gillespie Business Plan competition last year. Could you tell us a little bit about Databrace and what's going on and what's next for it?
Yes, so I'm grateful for being able to compete in the Gillespie Business Plan competition. I would just start off with saying me and my partner, Matthew Curry, he was a fellow electrical engineering student here at Ole Miss. So during our junior year, we kind of started thinking about ideas for our senior design project, and we went to talk to Dr. White Watt, who's the head of biomedical engineering department, and we told him about our ideas and wanting to combine electrical, mechanical, and biomedical engineering fields on our project, and he actually had this idea in mind, and one of his colleagues, Dr. Chip Wade, actually owns a patent for this novel knee brace hinge, and so they told us about this project, and we were immediately interested in working on that. And so by the time our senior year started, we started with the project, continued working on it, and our new teacher for senior design, Troy Duray, actually introduced us to the idea of this competition, and we both wanted to try it, and so we kind of learned few information and started working on the business plan, creating a presentation, a video pitch, and that's basically how our last semester in college went by.
And we got a lot of money.
And because of the COVID pandemic, obviously we weren't able to get as far with the project as we wanted. And as I said, I started my master's degree in August, and so I'm actually able to continue on this project, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your experience then with COVID. So you're now all the way in the Czech Republic. You're still trying to do distance education. So tell us a little bit about what it's done to impact you, and then kind of how you've gotten past it or overcome the challenge.
So yeah, having my senior year disrupted like this, basically in the middle of the senior year, not really knowing what's going to happen in the next year. I didn't really have any plans as far as future concerned. I was thinking about grad school. I wasn't sure if I was going to go back home to the Czech Republic or do grad school in the United States. So that's been quite a challenge trying to figure out my next step. But as I mentioned before, being a student athlete, I also had my senior season disrupted and canceled, and there are a lot of weeks of conversations, and in the end, the NCAA granted us another year of eligibility, which I decided to use. And I would like to thank you, Ole Miss Athletics, for giving me the opportunity to come back. And basically, this opened the door for me to start my master's program at Ole Miss. And so I would say there were some huge challenges, but it also brought some positive things for me, being able to come back. But yeah, and I would say other challenges, as I flew back home during the pandemic, it was quite an experience traveling during that time, not knowing whether I was going to get home, whether I was going to get stuck somewhere. Thankfully, I was lucky enough to make all my connections and arrive when I was supposed to.
Yeah. No, it was a weird time being anywhere near an airport during that time. And after spring break here, it kind of got worse throughout the country. So yeah,
Yes.
we're glad you got home and didn't get stuck.
And especially the people at the airports or on the planes, they weren't really acting like anything was happening. So nobody really wore a face mask or anything like that. So I was looking like a weird person to some people, I guess, at the airport, because I was wearing the gloves and face mask, and
Yep.
I was fully prepared.
I suppose you were just ahead of your time. Now you would be not an unusual sight at an airport or at Walmart.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so in your professional sporting career as well as your academic career, you surely face some challenges. What keeps you from giving up when you face those things?
I would say growing up in the athletic setting, being an athlete since early age, having to face several, I would say, serious injuries. I think I kind of learned how to be resilient, no matter what the obstacle is. Just working towards my goals. I think that's what kept me not giving up.
So strong goal commitment and okay.
Yeah, I would also say having, setting up schedule or like having my routines helped me to stay on the track, trying to work towards the goals. And yeah, there were some ups and downs, obviously, like everybody has to face challenges, but I would say I was pretty positive during this time, so that helped me a lot.
Yeah. Certainly a skill and a mindset to be envied right now. As you were coming along and growing up, did you have any mentors, and who were they, and what did they help you? What did you learn from them?
I would like to mention two of my college professors, actually, who I mentioned before, Troy Drury and Dr. Dwight Waddell. They were pretty big mentors to me, especially last year of my undergrad. I learned a lot from them, but also when I needed to ask them a question or just wanted to talk about some professional stuff regarding my future as far as grad school concerned, or trying to go into industry, they were always there for me, and they're always trying to give me an advice. So I'd like to thank them. And then also my academic advisor through athletics, Justin Light, has been tremendously helpful to me. I've known him since my freshman year, and yes, he's been helpful on both academics and leadership, like trying to help me develop my leadership skills and just trying to help me to be successful managing both athletics, academics.
It's a lot to cover, right?
Yes.
It's a big juggling act. So, you know, as you look back on your college career, you're certainly in a position where you had overcome obstacles and had learned to be fairly resilient. When confronted with an idea, or Databrace in this instance, that had some potential, you were equipped to take advantage of it and pursue it. You know, as you think back, like what other things could you have looked at or learned in college to try to help you build that entrepreneurial mindset? And what could people do generally to try to help build that?
I would definitely say that one of the most important things for me and for young students is to make connections. Make connections with your professors, make connections with older students. If there's an opportunity to go to an event to talk to some alumni or meet people from the industry or field that you're interested in, I think that's a huge thing to do. That helped me a lot. I would say another thing that's really useful, and I feel like every entrepreneur has to learn to be confident in his or her skills, abilities, not being afraid to try to do new things, getting out of the comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, push yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's certainly not the case that folks in college don't know what their skills they're going to need when they get out of here. But it can be uncomfortable to try to chase them. Okay.
Yes, I definitely feel like competing in the Gillespie competition, for both me and my partner Matthew, it was a great experience, but we also had to get out of our comfort zone because talking in front of a lot of people, giving a presentation is not something you do very often in college. So that's also been, I think, helpful. So if people have opportunities to do presentations, talk in front of people, I think that's also very helpful.
Thanks very much. I do appreciate you giving me your time. You know, and let us know what happens and where you end up, and I hope you get back here real soon.
Thank you. I hope so too.